When discussing ways demons can experience pleasure, people usually default to basic answers. Oh, they like eating people and gaining more power. They tend to forget that Doma got his kicks from his own cult, Gyoka was obsessed with pottery and considered it to be his art form, and then there's Kyogai, who relished in loneliness and led an introverted lifestyle. He's my personal spirit animal. Anyways, I think we're overlooking one possibility, which leads me to today's topic. And it's quite opposite of modest. Today we're gonna discuss Oh right, YouTube is not gonna like that word and demonetize the video, so I gotta sugarcoat it. Can demons take a trip to Pound Town? Are they even capable of boning someone? Can they do it with another demon? What about a human? Do they even have this desire? Will they even enjoy it? I thought about it long and hard, pun intended, and came up with several theories. Yes, they're just fan theories, but bear with me. There are no answers to this neither in the manga nor in the anime. Figures? So we kinda have to become MatPat here. With normal people in Demon Slayer, it's all cut and dry. Obviously, they like mashing the fat. Come on, Tengen has 3 wives with accentuated waists and curves like you wouldn't believe. And then there's this moment when he slaps a girl. Zenitsu yearns for attention from girls and simps for Nezuko. Jesus, there's a whole red light district, so obviously humans are pervs. Let's face it, we are. This video is a testament to that. When it comes to demons though, it's more ambiguous. However, Muzan's quote-unquote fake wife already had a child, presumably from her husband prior to Muzan taking his place. Muzan is probably aware that to keep up appearances, he has to please her from time to time. Like, if you and your partner suddenly stopped woohooing, that would raise some red flags, wouldn't it? But Muzan's wife seemed quite happy and didn't suspect anything out of the ordinary, so we can presume that Muzan's been stuffing that muffin. Of course, we don't have the full context here. The daughter could have been adopted, or Muzan chose this particular woman because she's asexual or doesn't want to get dirty for any number of reasons, like in Dexter or something. So yeah, that's just speculation. But what about flashbacks with Daki? When asking her to kill Nezuko and Tanjiro, Muzan does that in a sweet voice while stroking her hair. Look at those lustful eyes, look at how she arches her back to show her goodies. Need I remind you that usually she dresses up like this, showing no skin whatsoever, but in front of Muzan she turns into a horny kitty cat. This doesn't look like an ordinary mission briefing. Can you imagine Muzan doing the same with like Kokushibo or Akaza? Petting their head so that they assume the position? Why do I even ask? Of course you can, there's probably Rule 34 on this already. Anyways, there's definitely some chemistry between Muzan and Daki. As per the demon custom, she kneels before him, that's okay. But the way he touches her cheek, looks her in the eyes and calls her his most beautiful servant implies a lot. And this shot right here cuts off at the most interesting moment. You can guess why. I'm not gonna say it, YouTube won't like it. You're not dumb, you can see the way the characters are positioned here. By the way, Anmu has the same look in his eyes, and his voice shows that he's lustful. Granted, he's always acting like he's horny, so it might be just part of his character. He always speaks softly, walks around with a half-open mouth and half-closed eyes, like he's going out of his way to look cute. Maybe it's a tactic to throw everyone off and seem not as intimidating. You look at him and go, "Aw, you're so cute, let's go fuck!" There's also this weird moment when Doma says he loves Shinobu. Even though they fought, she cut his eye, stuck him to a wall and poisoned him to death. So I doubt this love is anything but physical. Maybe he's into that sort of thing, I don't know. After all, he did say he finds her cute. Although, he could have fell in love with her due to her bravery. She did not back down from a fight, knowing full well she could die. Doma even hugged her. Even though he did it to consume Shinobu, it still points to the fact that demons can experience attraction to humans, maybe even wanting to get down on them. But that's Doma we're talking about. I wouldn't trust anything coming out of his mouth. So maybe this "I love you" is like a jest or something? Who knows what's happening in that crazy noggin of his? So far we've talked about Muzan's demons, but what about the others? Tamayo had several kids, so she's not a stranger to glazing the donut. She retained her personality and memories, so I see no reason for her to stop sleeping around. Well, she is modest, and the memory of her children who she herself killed probably weighs heavily on her. But with proper dating and some flowers, I bet she can be persuaded. Same with Kokushibo, who had kids prior to becoming a demon, who also has his personality intact, so his libido is most likely the same. I do wonder who would tap that, but hey, he's a demon, and they are not bound by such concepts like consent and laws. And I bet there's someone out there who fetishizes him. So demons obviously have an oomph drive, it's just not fleshed out. Otherwise it'd be weird, but we're just having fun here. As far as I see it, they're just like humans in this regard. It all depends on their character, life before becoming a demon, orientation, and so on and so forth. We can go on forever. If need be, Muzan can take that desire away from demons, and if not, then in a couple of 100 years, they might just lose all interest in beating the meat and find a more interesting hobby. Regardless, this video was made for the sole purpose of me reading some euphemisms. Kisses.